Thank you for joining us for this week's edition of Southwest Connection, our new campus-based TV show that introduces you to some of the people that make Southwest the great place it is. Let's meet our new guest this week. Our guest this week from Mustang Connections is Brittany Krull, the Director of Student Success and Advising Center. Welcome to the show, Brittany.
Thanks, Bill. Happy to be here.
Brittany, you're a proud SMSU alum and a familiar face across campus. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your career here at Southwest.
Sure. So I am originally from Woodlake, Minnesota. I graduated from Lakeview High School in Cottonwood. And after graduating high school, I decided to attend SMSU. Attending Southwest was actually a pretty easy choice for me. I didn't look elsewhere at all. And just basically because I knew about the school, I grew up in the area. It definitely helped to have my sisters attend and graduate from here as well. Same thing with my brother-in-laws and my nephews here. My niece will be coming this fall, so definitely it's been a family affair. And yeah, loved my experience. Definitely stayed busy. During my undergraduate career, I played volleyball for the Mustang volleyball team for 1 year, and then I was also active in the art and graphic design clubs. I worked in the Office of Admission as a work-study student, and I would say that that's really what kind of piqued my interest in higher education in general and working in higher education. I provided a lot of campus tours for prospective students and their families, and I was just so excited to share my experience with them and, you know, definitely be an influencer as far as helping them to make that very challenging decision, where to go to school. And so, yeah, I loved my experience in the Office of Admission. And thankfully, when I graduated with my degree in art, graphic design, and marketing, an admission counselor position opened up in the admission office. And so decided to apply, landed the job, and spent about 6 to 7 years in the Office of Admission recruiting. During that time, I went back to school, earned my master's degree in education leadership through SMSU, and focused on student success initiatives. And after that was when SMSU really kind of, I wouldn't say switched focus areas, but, you know, recruitment wasn't the only important thing anymore. It was also about, you know, how do we retain our students? How do we help them to be successful? And so shortly after that is when the Office of Retention was established, which later transitioned to the Office of Student Success. And then recently we pulled together some offices that were more one-person offices to create the Student Success and Advising Center, which it currently is now. So yeah, this is my 16th year at SMSU. It definitely goes by fast, but it's been an awesome ride and happy to be here.
That Student Success and Advising Center has really evolved to play a really important role on campus, as you alluded to. Tell us a little bit about, give us a general overview of what that center now does.
Sure. So the Student Success and Advising Center, we are located on the second floor of the IL building. We kind of look like a little mini library, essentially. But really, we're a one-stop shop for students to come visit us if they have any questions regarding succeeding at SMSU. So student success and academic advising support needs. Our space as well is a shared space, so we house the School of Education curriculum library, and we also house the Math Learning Center, which is run by the math department. So yeah, it's all about student success and advising support, helping students to succeed, and obviously, you know, helping them to be retained from year to year and ultimately make it to graduation day.
You said that key word, retain, and
yes.
You know, we work very hard to recruit new students, as you know from your experience at admissions, and a lot of people on campus work hard to recruit students, but retaining and working on retention is a very important role to make sure students are successful. What role does your office play in helping on those retention efforts?
Sure. So we offer a lot of services within our department to assist with retention efforts. And, you know, thinking about everything that we do, I would say it kind of boils down to 4 different categories, I guess. Student outreach, student intervention and support, academic advising, and program planning. So With outreach, not only are we sending emails to students to remind them about our support services on campus or important deadline dates coming up, we're also reaching out to our new first-year students after the first week of classes, making courtesy phone calls to them, checking in, how did your first week go, answer questions that they may have, and it's amazing. You can already start to determine some students that you may want to follow up with because they may be having a hard time transitioning into the college setting. So we also reach out to students when it comes time to register for the next semester. If they have any questions or concerns, they need help getting connected with their advisor. We definitely assist with that process, with helping to get registered. And so, that's more the communication side. Student intervention and support, we work really hard to be proactive and identify students who could be at risk of not achieving success, and we do that through a variety of different ways. We oversee our early alert procedures on campus, which we may touch on in a little bit later in the interview, but early alert procedures, last date of attendance grades that may be reported by faculty, so connecting with students to make sure that they know that an LDA grade has been reported, what does it mean, what can they do about it, and then of course connecting them to support. And then satisfactory academic progress is another way that we connect with students, that intervention piece. Students need to make good academic progress here at SMSU with their completion rates and GPAs, and when they don't meet those thresholds, that's when they are at risk of going on academic warning, eventually suspension, and then back on probation. So our office works very closely with those students to make sure that they understand what those thresholds are, and just talking to them too about what struggles they're facing, both maybe on campus or in their personal lives, and helping them to get connected to resources. Now the other two I mentioned, academic advising and program planning. We do advise undeclared students in the SSAC, as well as students who are seeking their AA degree. We also advise students who may have been conditionally admitted to SMSU and are a part of our academic success program. So the academic success program is one program we plan, but we do have many more. And fall semester, we plan a Meet Your Advisor event. That is very important during Gold Rush days. It gives students the opportunity to connect with their advisors and start building that relationship early on. And we also host Mustang Success Night. That has been an event that we developed and implemented on campus, and it's been going strong ever since. Great chance for students to hear from an alum, a keynote speaker, just share their Mustang story, their Southwest story, and also learn about all of the valuable support services on campus. So that's really what that event is geared to do. And then in the spring, the last one we plan is Finish Strong Week, and that is held the last week of classes, and that really is a fun event for students because not only does it help them to prepare for finals week, but also celebrate the end of the year. Have some fun with their classmates and peers, relieve some much needed stress during that busy time. So yeah, we're busy in the Student Success Advising Center, and love everything that we do.
You've got a lot of things going on there that
A lot of things.
touch a lot of different areas, and I know
Yes.
you've been tasked with starting another campaign and initiative that this year, and that is an emphasis on 15 to finish. Tell us a little bit about 15 to finish and what that means.
Sure. So 15 to finish is definitely a well-known student success best practice that you do see nationwide. And actually the University of Hawaii, I believe, was the first institution to actually implement it. And I know it's been spreading like wildfire, and a lot of college campuses are implementing it. Really the concept is simple. We're encouraging students to take 15 credits a semester or 30 credits a year. So, if fall or spring semester they can't quite, take 15 credits due to whatever activities they're participating in, or they they have a lot on their plates. That's what summer classes are for. So they could take some summer classes to still maintain that 30 credit limit. So that's what we're pushing them to do. 15 credits a semester, 30 credits a year, and there's a lot of benefits in doing that. So first and foremost, graduating in 4 years. If you maintain that, you'll graduate in 4 years. You'll hit that 120 credit limit that you need. And also, it gives students an opportunity to save money just because they're not going to be extending their time on campus. And research has also shown that the more credits you take, if you're up to that 15 credit range, you do earn a higher GPA. And so, yeah, lots of benefits of taking 15. But I do, I always throw out a disclaimer too, though, that 15 credits a semester may not be the best fit for everyone. So we do understand, and academic advisors understand, that students nowadays, they do have a lot on their plates. And so you may have a mom at home who's trying to raise their kids, or you have someone that's working full-time but trying to go to school. And so we do understand that 15 credits may not be for everyone, and so we encourage students to have that conversation with their academic advisors just to make sure it's the right fit.
I think one of the other benefits too, SMSU is an institution that bans tuition. Mm-hmm, and so from a financial standpoint, whether you take 12 or 15 credits,
right,
that tuition rate is the same. So there's a financial benefit to students too. So
Yep.
A lot of different students can be served by the Student Success Center. Can any student access it, and how do they go about accessing it?
Sure. So we welcome any student to stop by and visit us if they have any questions, concerns about their college experience, or they just, eager to find out what support services are offered on campus. So they can stop by. Even in this COVID world, we are meeting with students face-to-face, obviously with masks and socially distanced, but or we can schedule a Zoom meeting too. So yeah, majority of the students that come to see us, oftentimes they are referred to our office through a variety of different ways, or we're reaching out to students to come in to see us, but we welcome anybody to stop by, especially if they would like to learn more about how to be successful.
SMSU over the years has really been known as a campus that's, known for our academic support, mm-hmm, dedicated to student success. Mm-hmm. You obviously can't do this alone in your area. So tell us a little bit about the team that you have assembled over there.
Sure. So very thankful for my team. You're right, can't do this alone, and it definitely takes a village, not just from our department, but the entire campus. And so we do have 2 new staff members, recently new staff members, I guess, that have joined our team. And one of them is Dr. David Dahlager. He is our Assistant Director for the Student Success and Advising Center. And so he joined our team back in July, and he's been tasked with a variety of different duties. He oversees our academic support program, and that's for more of our provisionally admitted students. And so he also teaches the IDST 110 class, the University Experience class. That is definitely a resource for those students to help kind of get them off on the right path. So that class teaches, study skills, time management, note-taking, how to set goals, and just, how to access support services. He also, deals a lot with course placement, overseeing our tutoring support on campus, and recently been tasked with implementing our new supplemental instruction program. So the other staff member in our office, Caitlin Giles, she is also fairly new, not new to SMSU, because I actually stole her from the Office of Admission. But no, she's been great. She's our coordinator of advising services. She's been here at SMSU for a few years now, and really her main role is to provide that academic advising support to advisors, professional development, sharing best practices, or any updates, changes that advisors need to be aware of. And then she also works very closely with our students who may be on academic warning, suspension, or probation. So helping to get those students back on track. And then we do have a graduate assistant, don't want to leave her out. Her name is Doria Drost, and she is wrapping up her last semester with us because she'll be graduating now. But she has been a phenomenal asset to our team as well.
Good, and it's like you said, it's a team effort, and
it is
very
yes.
important. And I know faculty play a big role in a lot of the things that you do as well. The Student Success and Advising Center recently was the recipient of a rather large grant, about a $580,000 grant from the Minnesota State System and MDRC. And for those that are not familiar with the MDRC, it's a nonprofit, nonpartisan education and social policy research organization that's kind of committed to working with programs and policies that impact the poor. So a rather significant grant. And tell us a little bit about what that grant will do for your area and what they're calling the Success Initiative.
Sure. So SUCCESS stands for Scaling Up College Completion Efforts for Student Success. And really it is a national effort to increase college completion rates as well as definitely assist with equity gaps for those students who may be underrepresented or underserved. And so the grant that we received, which is awesome, it's going to allow us to hire a coordinator as well as 2 success coaches within the Student Success and Advising Center. And really what they'll be charged with is proactive coaching, advising with students, program planning, as well as some financial assistance or incentives for these students as well. And so eventually we hope to add a peer mentoring component to it. And yeah, it's obviously new. We're still kind of working out the specifics of it, and we'll be collaborating with other offices on campus too, such as the Office of Diversity and Inclusion, the Office of Online Learning and Transfer Partnerships. We'll all be working together to identify what students will be focusing on here on campus. So yeah, we're excited.
Staying with that theme of exciting news,
Yeah.
President Jayasuriya really has emphasized student success since he started here in 2019, and he's made it a priority in the university's fundraising campaign, our comprehensive campaign. And last week he announced a significant gift that's going to benefit your area. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So we are just excited. We had a very special donor donate a $1.8 million gift to SMSU that would also benefit our Student Success and Advising Center, as well as the scholarship endowment that she has established. So this gift, if I can share the name, our donor is Deeann Griebel. She is a 1980 alumna of SMSU. And yeah, she's been a phenomenal support to SMSU, and we are so thankful for her generosity because this will help us to implement more support programs for students, help us to enhance our supplemental instruction program that we have started to process, or not process, but started to implement now for spring semester.
Exciting news, and it's I think a gift that will help generations to come. So really exciting news for the university. Brittany, you've been in your position several years now, and I'm sure it's rewarding to see these students have success. But if you were to sum it up with your wealth of knowledge and experiences at this point, what are the keys for students to have success here?
Where do I start? No, I would say it kind of boils down to five areas. First and foremost, we always encourage students to get organized. On day one, when you get your course syllabus, make sure you're pulling all that information together in some form of, an academic planner, a monthly calendar, their phones, whatever it is, so that way they're not missing any deadline dates or assignments. Going to class, clearly, probably the most important. If students aren't in class, they're not learning, and so you know, if they're not there too, unfortunately they're going to get farther and farther behind. And it's just going to be a vicious cycle to try to catch up. So attending class, whether it's online or in person, that is extremely important. Getting involved on campus, really engaging with the campus community as well as the city of Marshall and the community of Marshall, I think is also important, not just for the social aspect, but these are all things that students can put on their resumes to show that they have leadership skills and they were involved, things for them to talk about when they go, you know, to apply for an internship or interview for a job. So extremely important that way too. And the last two, I would say, utilizing the support services made available on campus. We have a variety, and you know, obviously students are paying for these support services, so you want to use them, and that's what we're here for, to help them get back on track. And then last but not least, I would say, just kind of looking back on my experience, is just the ability to connect with faculty and staff. Building those relationships, that is so important. Going to see your professor during office hour times, going to that support service office, building that relationship, you know, to talk about what support you may need. So, yeah, I would say those are probably the top 5. I would suggest there are many, many more, but I think that would be helpful for students.
So Brittany, I have one last question for you,
Yeah.
and this should be easy for you with your admission experience, but if you could tell a prospective student and their family why SMSU was the best place for them, what would it be?
The people. Yeah, this truly is a Mustang family. It's a close-knit campus. As I mentioned before, it's a place where you can easily get to know your faculty and staff and build those relationships that will last a lifetime. So the people are what makes this place great.
Awesome, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, the spring semester underway, we're excited to welcome students back to campus. The Office of Admission is encouraging visits now for prospective students. We're doing on-campus visits as well as virtual visits, and I know this is an important time for students who are considering a place to attend next year, and so we want to make students aware that, hey, we're open for business. We would love to have you come campus, come meet the people, and check out what we have going here at SMSU. For finding out about ways to visit campus, be sure to check out our website at smsu.edu. Once again, thank you to Brittany Krull for joining us today. Tune again in 2 weeks when School of Graduate Studies Director Cori Dahlager will be my guest on Southwest Connections. Thanks for watching.